Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Welcome to the perils of wisdom from D. All the information I've learned over the last few years, I pour out to you guys. Thank you for appreciating that. Today, I thought we'd chat, and I like to touch on different things because, let's face it, there's really not that much. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I guess I'm like WW. I repeat, but I think I repeat in a much more upbeat way. I want to talk about 0 point foods. Love me some 0 point foods. Now, as you know, there are 3 different plans and 3 different amounts of 0 point foods. The green has 100, mostly fruits and non-starchy vegetables. Blue has all of those, plus the non-starchy vegetables, and all pretty much lean proteins, like your chicken, your turkey, white meat, of course, fish, non-fat Greek yogurt, eggs, that kind of stuff. And purple has all of those, plus another 100 of all the whole grains, whole wheat pastas, brown rices, quinoas. I mean, they're just, they're more of a whole approach to weight loss. So you have 100, 200, and 300. I don't think they did it on purpose. Don't know. But yes, you have a 0 point list. Let us preface and start with, they are not, none of them are 0 calories, which means, yes, that should be the list you should try first, but should you eat them like an all-day buffet? No, thank you. You are not to sit there and gorge your face on 0 point foods. Nowhere in the WW information or does it ever say unlimited. At least I don't think it does. It shouldn't anyway. I mean, bottom line, if you eat unlimited carrots, you're not going to gain weight. You know what I'm saying? It's a stinking carrot. But if you sit there and gorge on, let's say, non-fat Greek yogurt, yeah, you could find yourself on the bottom end of losing because it does have calories, like eggs. I buy, and don't ask me why I buy them this way, but this is the way this one store I go to sells eggs in 30, but they're medium. And I used to be like, geez, medium? That's awfully small. But I save, I think, 10 calories or 15 calories an egg. Something like that. It's an interesting amount. Oh, sure. You're going to turn on my arrow. Ugh. So me having medium egg saves me a few calories per breakfast. So yeah, I'm all for that. Because you realize that there was a man at my meeting one time, and he said he ate a dozen eggs for breakfast. First of all, he's a man. Enough said. But think about that. At 75 calories an egg, we're just rounding it off. That's probably close to 800 calories. I'm just guessing right now in my head because I can't do that high math. Yeah. That's 800 calories. Technically, caloric-wise, we should be around 14, depending on where you are in your journey, that is too as well. If you're heavier, you could have probably over 2,000 calories, but I'm just trying to talk about myself. Like 15 to 1,600 is probably my norm for maintaining. Yeah, half my caloric intake would be on eggs. And he's having bacon with those eggs and some toast because you gotta have a little meat with your eggs. But yeah, so a lot of people, and this is my problem with this, because as a chronic overeater, and I tell you that, started WW at 270 pounds, I was no little girl. So I like to eat a lot. So you're telling me 0 point foods, have at it. Yeah, I knew from day one that was not going to fly. I remember thinking, I was like, what? Because I had come from Smart Points, so I knew I had to count all this stuff, and it was very strange to me when she said eggs were 0. I'm like, eggs were 0? So I always had an egg for a snack. 2 points, I counted it. Chicken, I had chicken for a snack. I counted it. So now you're telling me that it's 0 points. I was always very scared because, like I said, I had enough trouble when I did count it. So how am I going to lose when I don't have to count it? Yeah. So I always live on the side or on the side of moderation. Yeah, moderation. I sit there and at most, I mean, there's the occasional I'll have a 3-egg scramble, but most times it's 2, depending on the size of the eggs, of course. If it's those medium ones, sometimes I throw an extra one because it's a little bit skimpy. But yeah, if I'm having 3 eggs for breakfast, I certainly don't have another egg during the day. And then again, it's probably caloric-wise better than a piece of string cheese. But they have calories, and I definitely think you should build your meal around that. Like, take your lean protein. You know, if you're on purple, take one of your beautiful whole grain additives. But you definitely need to know what you're eating. You just don't throw it on a plate and just have at it. I weigh and measure my food. That's huge for me because I was never like that. If you've known me prior, I'd be like, well, I kind of estimate. No, I have my scoops, and I scoop out the cup of rice. I had a half a cup of oatmeal this morning in my overnight oats. I don't just pour oatmeal into my containers. It looks like it's good enough, because I know I can go overboard. So I measure out my half a cup of oats, and I've always had a half a cup of oats. Even when I counted it, I always had it, because I need to feel satiated, and a quarter cup doesn't do it. Half a cup definitely keeps me going. And with work, I don't have time to have snack. It's with COVID and all this stuff right now. I don't have time. And what I really want to eat in school, no. I'm only there 4 hours anyway. I'll come home. I get done at 1 o'clock. I'll come home and I'll have lunch. I'm ready for lunch when I come home. I mean, but those oats, and I put yogurt in there, and now I'm putting the Premier Protein in there. So it's a very, very satisfying breakfast. It's so good. Oh my God. I'm not a huge Premier Protein lover. Like, I don't know if I could drink it out of the container. I mean, I probably could, but I don't like to drink my food. I don't know. I like the chewing sensation, but mix that sucker in some oats. I'm all there. And that's probably one of my favorite purple 0 Point foods is probably oatmeal is what I'm probably getting the most out of on the purple plan is the oatmeal, because I just adore it. It's so good for you, and it's so, like, you can do so many things with it. I mean, I make baked goods, I make cereal, I put it in my meatloaf. You heard it here. Yes, instead of using breadcrumb, I used quick oats. Nobody in my family knew. It did its job. I didn't have to count it. It was fantastic, and that's all I'm doing. When I make my oatmeal, I definitely do the quick oats. If you have rolled at home, just put them in the food processor, a couple whizzes, and just get them a little bit more broken down. You don't even, it's like you can see it. I've been into barbecue chicken meatloaf. I don't know why. It's just, and everybody seems to like it, so we have it like once every other week. It's just really good. I don't think I've ever filmed it. It's pretty easy. It's just, meatloaf, put a glaze on top towards the end, and you've got yourself a little barbecue chicken meatloaf. And last week I put spinach in it because I was feeling a little fancy. But yes, like, I embrace the oats. And again, and now if you process them into a flour, you're supposed to, and I do say supposed to, count it, because it's now then processed. And Weight Watchers is all about non-processed foods versus processed foods for 0 points. That's a personal choice if you want to do that, counting the flour. But that's a great, like I said, I really embraced these purple foods. And I think in order to enjoy the program, you need to embrace them. Treat them with respect. Don't, like I said, don't sit there and just like, oh, I'm going to have, as much as I want of the 0 Point foods. And you'll see that the scale is not your friend. And that is probably why. I know there's people, and I got shot for this last time, but I'll go on a limb and say it again, because I've seen people it happened to. They can't eat bananas every day. For some reason, eating a banana every day stalls their weight loss. I don't eat a banana every day. I'm not a huge banana lover. They have to be really, like, on the yellow side. I don't like when they get any kind of brown to eat. I love to bake with them. Oh, yes. But when I want to physically eat them as the fruit, they have to be, like, just yellow. I like them firm. That's just a personal preference. But I just don't desire to eat bananas. I was never a banana lover. I tolerate them now because they're 0 points and they're very filling. But again, I don't eat them every day. I don't eat a lot of things every day. Like, I do feel that's, I think, key in my journey is keeping it different every day. Throwing this here on this day, throwing that there. Having a dessert once in a while throws your body off because you don't always have it. But yeah, I have, you know, a little sweet treat a few nights a week because that's my life and that's what I like and that's what I enjoy. And you need to be true to who you are. And I say this all the time because we try to be somebody we're not to lose weight. But in the end, who we are comes out, and then it's kind of, you got to backtrack. And who wants to do that? You work hard to get to where you're at. You don't want to have to backtrack. But yes, if you're a person who enjoys a sweet treat, fit it in. The sweet treats don't have to be thousands of points. I make a cute little tart out of the mini lavash for like 1 or 2 points, depending on what I put on top. I put the pumpkin butter, that's 0. So my little, I toast my little mini lavash from Aturia Family Bakery. I put them on my Instagram story all the time, so you should know who I'm talking about. If you follow me on Instagram, I am Aturia Family Bakery obsessed with their mini lavash. They're 1 point for the flax one, and I toast them, and I have like a toasted probably almost every day, different ways. I'll have it for lunch. I'll put I put salad on top. I put like hoagie material on top. I make breakfast flats. I make dessert flats. I feel like they want me to make like a flatbread cookbook with them. I'm like, I would love to. It's such a versatile ingredient. It costs you 1 point for this vessel that you could change up a million different ways, and I've done that. But I put like the pumpkin butter on top of it with little chopped pecans. Not a lot. I mean, like, you don't need a lot because you want them pecans, here and there, and a little of the sugar-free caramel. I mean, I don't even put that much to even count it because it's just a little drizzle. But there you have this delicious little dessert treat, and it cost you 1, maybe 2 points. I could fit that in. I only get 19 points a day. Because on Purple, 2 trash trucks going, one going into one way, one going the other, which is, I can't pass them. Seriously? Not my day. But I take my maintenance points because I'm done with the weight loss mode. I've put my 3 years in. I am into maintaining, and that is a nice thing. I definitely recommend taking that break from weight loss because, oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah, I'm stuck here because the trash truck is here. Yeah. I love that they're both on the same street. One going south, one going north, and I'm stuck behind them. Yeah. But now that's my train of thought. Totally don't remember what I was talking about. So I apologize. Squirrel happens once in a while. But I'm back to 0 point foods. I love the lean proteins that you can get. I definitely try to build my meal around that, and that's what I totally encourage everybody to do. Keep mindful of your portion size, please. I'm telling you, you could sit there and eat a crap ton and not realize it. And just because there are 0 points, and I blame Weight Watchers. I don't think they run that home enough. That Weight Watchers, for me, doesn't say that these are calories in these foods. And being that we're chronic, at least I was a chronic overeater, I have trouble with that. I do. You're telling me it's 0. Oh, I'm just going to keep eating. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Everything in moderation. I'm I definitely live my life that way. I very rarely deny myself anything. And I've learned, and people are like, how do you do that? I've learned to live with bites of things because in my mind, I say a bite is better than not having it at all. It's the truth. I mean, I'd rather have a bite of something than not have any of it. Because you can live the rest of your life not eating something, and then when you can't throw a huge piece of cake in, and if you're not prepared for it. So you definitely need to be mindful of portion size. It's key. It's key, people. All right, I am arriving at work. I like to keep these under 15 minutes, and it never ever happens. So I thank you for joining me on my ride to work today and to talk about 0 point foods. I talk about them a lot. That's why this video was a bit scattered. I talk about them a lot. If you're new to my channel, I have a lot of vlogs up here. I vlog pretty much every day. There's probably hundreds of vlogs. I highly recommend you try to go and check them out, and I have a lot of different playlists to check out as well. I thank you for being part of my journey. If you enjoy these videos, please give them a big old thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, there is a subscribe button. I highly encourage you to check it off. And you hit that that notification bell, let you know when I upload. I go live every night for Tea with D. Please join us.